Had a great video session over on patreon.com this last week on Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Central. We have a video that we do with the patrons. It's a live stream, and patrons can jump on and interact. And so we did a video on how to feed your chickens post-collapse. A lot of people are worried about that, and I got some questions about it from my patrons, and so we did a video on it. So check that out over at patreon.com/An-American Homestead. There'll be links in the description below how you can join our Patreon. You can join for as little as $1 a month to get access to all kinds of things, including these PDF herbal extract books. I think one sells on Amazon for like $800. The other one sells on Amazon for like $900. It's valuable because of the information contained within. For as little as $1 a month, you can join our Patreon, and I'll give you those books as well, along with all the other great content that you get. If you join at higher levels, I appreciate that. But $1 gets you in. Okay, so over at thelibertydaily.com, one of the world's greatest websites, I found a article and a video talking about this Amos Miller. I believe it's in Pennsylvania, and this has been an ongoing thing with our federal government, about him selling his farm products and the government not being okay with him selling his farm products. Now, it's close to home for me because I consume on a weekly basis, daily basis, some of these farm products that have this guy in hot water with our federal government. A federal government that is now over $34 trillion in debt. Say it ain't so. $34 trillion in debt. So here's the video that I saw this morning.
This is Chris Hume with the Lancaster Patriot. I'm here in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania on Amos Miller's farm in Birdenham, Pennsylvania. Just moments ago, state troopers and other state agents left the property carrying with them multiple coolers, which they took products from Amos Miller's farm and loaded them into those coolers and carried them off. They wouldn't comment. One state trooper refused to give his badge number and his name. One state trooper did provide that information. Went inside Amos Miller's operation then and saw a note that the government is saying Amos Miller is not allowed to sell potentially all of his products until the secretary of the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture changes the order. So that's where we're at with this. The government has come in and said, Amos Miller, you cannot sell your food. Your customers are not allowed to buy it. And until that ban is lifted, Amos Miller is basically prevented from serving his neighbor. And this has been an example of tyranny on full display. And what happens next really depends on the American people and how much they will get behind Amos and challenge these elected representatives and the Secretary of the Department of Agriculture to stop this tyranny and let Amos Miller serve his neighbor and let his neighbors purchase their food from him. So stay tuned for updates on this developing story.
So whether it says state government or federal government, both entities have issues with you buying and selling certain foods out there today. It's absolutely ridiculous. So here's a guy who's selling products, and here's a group of people who want to buy his products. The free market is over. The free market in this country has been killed. It's dead. The coroner just has not showed up yet to pronounce it so. The free market is dead. Guys, here's my opinion on this. And I'm seeing it makes me so angry because this is something that hits very close to home for us. Years ago, long over a decade ago, we made the decision to start buying certain food items because our food items, that most of them that are sold in our grocery stores today, are all corrupted. And so as an American who should have the ability to choose what I feed myself and my family, I'm limited because of a bunch of elected bureaucrats and unelected bureaucrats in state and federal government. I came back from South Africa years ago at a speaking event that I was there for, and they had loaded me up with biltong. And it was all confiscated by those brave men and women of our U.S. Customs Department at the airport. Because letting that factory packaged meat product into our country somehow has the ability to perhaps kill millions of people and animals, puts in danger the lives of Americans. You're going to tell me I can't eat this stuff? When you're $34 trillion in debt, you lose all ability to make rules and regulations over the American people. You are $34 trillion in debt. All of your rules are now null and void. All of them. Because the reality is most people, when they try to do with a budget and they try to, manage their lives financially, they have to work within certain parameters. You have a budget. And when you go over budget, you have to limit things. You have to self-deny yourself certain things so that you can stay within that budget. But our federal government has no idea what that's even about because we can print money into oblivion. We are $34 trillion in debt, and we have a current budget deficit of like $1.7 trillion. Your rules are now null and void. Your regulations are null and void. You have lost the ability to rule and regulate the American people because you can't rule and regulate yourself. That's my opinion on this. I thought about doing a video today where I talked about this and I had some of that white stuff and I drank it along with the video. But I can't do that because I've done that in the past and it gets me in trouble with the YouTube algorithmic robots and the blue-haired keyboard commandos over at headquarters at YouTube. Because and there's lots of people on YouTube who do videos about that glorious white stuff. And they don't get in trouble because they don't talk about politics and conservative right-leaning, materials. They don't show pew-pews every so often on the channel. So they're fine. You can talk about that stuff. You can even talk about the benefits of it. But gosh darn it, if you're a right-leaning, gun-toting conservative and you talk about the white stuff, we're going to demonetize you or take your video down or delete it completely off the internet. When will Americans say enough? When will Americans say no? When will the government once again fear its people? A government that's now $34 trillion in debt and rising. I don't know. But if you're like me and you're frustrated, that's probably where you're at today. Check out our merchandise over at theperfectpickler.com. You can find our master system if you want to create your own probiotics, which is still legal as far as I know, by the way. In the comfort of your own kitchen, you can get these kits. They're very easy to do. It's a very simple system. Load it, lock it, and leave it. Your own home-based probiotics. A lot of you guys have asked for videos saying, how do you do this? Can you show us? Those videos are coming as long as I can stay live here. And then also check out our merchandise, teespring.com. You can find our merchandise, our best-selling t-shirt of all time, Stupid Should Hurt. If we had more hurt in this world, we'd have an awful, awful lot less federal government and state government agencies taking away that glorious white stuff and the products that you can make from it in order to sell those to regular people who want to buy it. We'd have a lot less of that. And it's because stupid doesn't hurt anymore. Oh my goodness. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the glorious white stuff and all the amazing things that you can make with it on your own in the comfort of your own home. Leave a comment below. Let me know I'm not the only one out there who still drinks that stuff and makes stuff with it. In fact, today, right, as soon as I'm done with this video, I got to go in the kitchen and I got to make butter. I got to make some yellow stuff from that glorious white stuff. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Be sure to hit the like button because that tells YouTube that there are people who watch and enjoy my channel. Hit it right now. Right now. All right. See you next time in the homestead. Bye. This is Grandma. Grandma survived the Great Depression. She survived the Great Depression because her supply chain was local and she knew how to do stuff. Grandma was smart. Grandma told us to make do with what you got. She also said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Homesteading is all about self-reliance and declaring ourselves to be independent from the system. We grow our own food, we raise our own animals, and doing these things helps safeguard our families from the unpredictable world that surrounds us. But what about banking? I love being my own power company, but what about being my own bank? Right now, our country is over $30 trillion in debt and rising. The Fed keeps printing money and the Congress won't stop spending money. Staying attached to the modern banking system and their investment vehicles is like putting all of your eggs in one very, very fragile basket. On one side, you have the threat of inflation and your savings value floating away. And the other side is a possible deflationary stock market collapse, just like what happened in the 1930s. Genesis Gold Group is like a basket holding eggs, and these eggs are impossible to break. History shows us that all paper investments have and will return to their intrinsic value eventually, zero. But gold, silver, and other precious metals have never, ever been worthless. In every collapse throughout history, people have turned back to precious metals to find monetary value. If you have a 401k, an IRA, or a savings account where you're literally watching the purchasing power inflate away, give Genesis Gold Group a call right now, today, this instant. They can develop a strategy for you in the days ahead. I can tell you how I raise sheep, I can tell you how I raise chickens, or the best way to grow tomatoes, or how to hook up a solar panel. But Genesis Gold Group is your best shot at safeguarding your hard-earned savings and investments during this increasingly turbulent time in history. The link and phone number is in the description below, or visit their website at genesisgoldgroup.com. And be sure to say you heard about them from An American Homestead. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of An American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.